Good morning and welcome to Coffee with the
The
Pastors.
Get to Nova edition.
Get
Can
to know.
I have a complaint already. Or suggestion,
Yeah,
constructive suggestion. Get to Nova with a K.
Oh,
I don't get it.
no.
KNOW.
Get
No.
to Nova.
Yeah.
How do I say it though? KNOWVA?
No, the same.
No.
Nova. What are you saying?
I don't know how to let them know that it's Nova.
When you type it, silly.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know we're to the joke section already.
We're there.
Are we ever not, is the question.
That's right. Well, anyway, we have Matt Rittle with us.
Hello.
Pastor Matt from the Arlington Church of the Brethren.
Uh-huh.
Who's our guest for Get to KNOWVA.
Get to KNOWVA. You're welcome, everyone. So Matt, thanks for tuning in and joining us today.
Oh, of course.
On this Friday morning, so that we can continue to move around the Nova region and get to know some of these colleagues. I think we were in the midst of our pulpit swap when this happened, and
Yeah.
so our people didn't actually get to know you yet. So this is a good little
I have not had the
preview.
chance to get to know the Oakton people yet. No, it's very sad.
Well, they'll love this now. All right,
I'll be
Matt.
loved or
So,
scorned, one of the two.
tell me what you love about pastoral ministry, Matt.
Yeah, I think just I enjoy connecting with people on deep levels, being present in their most real journeys, the deep struggles which aren't always named publicly, the joys which can take, years to realize. I like to joke that as pastors, we're essentially paid to care about people, and I really can't think of a cooler job than that.
Yeah, I love it. Caregiving right now is multifaceted, isn't it? Yeah. So you're over at Arlington. How long have you been at Arlington, Matt?
We'll call it a year. In fact, just earlier this week was the 1-year anniversary of my last sermon at my last context in Franklin Grove in Northern Illinois. So Easter 2019 was my last sermon at my last church, and I preached on that which may seem an ending, but also be just a beginning.
Mm-hmm. So today, a year ago. Well, not actually. That was Tuesday, because this is being filmed for Friday.
I did that so slick. And you had to, yeah. So, okay, so fine. Today, when we're recording it, is actually the 1-year anniversary. And then I suavely pretended it was Friday.
It's okay. Soon you'll know better.
I'm butchering Matt's interview here.
No, that's all right. Here's the difference, though. I've probably watched more time travel movies than you. That's all.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
I pulled it up.
Oh, thanks. So I'm curious about what's exciting at Arlington. So what are some of the fun, exciting things that are happening there?
I'd be remiss if I didn't first mention the people. Of course, that's what makes anywhere fun or enjoyable or exciting. I think some of the more conceptually things I enjoy here are the creativity in worship and the open-mindedness to new experiences. Arlington is a funny place. We kind of have a foot in both worlds. We have a pipe organ that when we're in the building we hear every Sunday, and so in some ways it's a very traditional worship experience, but we're also very open-minded. Like one Sunday, everyone showed up, and I said, okay, instead of a service, we had like an opening hymn and a prayer, and then it was their stations. So over here, go do a leaf etching. Over there, go do a mandala where you can place beans mindfully in a design. And that was worship that day, and we got incredible feedback. We'll do Lectio Divina. I don't have a regular routine, but once every couple months, and that is very well received in the way of a sermon. So I really appreciate that, and in general, they lean forward into new ways of doing life. Our second staff, Suzanne Lay, who's incredible, her title is Communications Minister. And so she does some of the, answering voicemails and things that a lot of churches expect of the second staff. But, with the title, there's a whole different set of responsibilities and expectations there. And so we have a weekly newsletter. It comes out over email. We call it an e-bulletin, right? And our click-through rates on that are like triple or quadruple industry standards. It's something people really look forward to. Announcements, it's news, it's joys and concerns. It summarizes some of the best parts of the worship experience. We're also, in the leaning forward category, like one of the primary hosts of the Dunker Punks podcast. Yeah. And so, in this time, we've been able to direct kind of immense traffic to our YouTube page, primarily through the virtual love feast hosted by the Dunker Punks, the incredible Move in Our Midst song, if you haven't checked that out, by Jacob Krause, and then some of our own content too, weekly or even sometimes semi-weekly. I'm going to start uploading children's stories, which I haven't done yet, but I'm going to start doing that this week. And so since this time of social distancing, we have over 5,000 YouTube views, and that's just the one channel. It doesn't count iTunes or our local Zooms that we've been doing. And so, of course, it's more than numbers, but I think there's a steep learning curve that so many of us have had in this time, and it's been refreshing and enjoyable that there's things I'm learning and heightening some skills on, but we were maybe predisposed slightly more than some churches to having the internal capacity to handle what does it look like to do a weekly email blast, things like that.
Yeah, that's great. I had the pleasure of preaching at Arlington, was it just the week before?
Yeah,
maybe most of us
were the last in-person sermon they heard.
That was fun. It was nice to
tell us what it was about too. It was so perfect.
Yeah, it was mutual aid as the future for Brethren service, and we're living mutual aid right now, right?
That's right.
People are checking in and meeting basic needs. Yeah. But your folks were fun. We had fun at lunch. Some deep thinkers there. It was great.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, a lot of smart people out here, and at every church, I know, but also.
Now, my favorite part of these interviews is our fun and mildly heretical pop quiz.
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
I hope you're ready, Matt.
We'll see.
Because today's word is a doozy.
Okay. Is the word doozy?
I came up with this one at midnight one night. No, the word is not doozy.
Oh, we might have to incorporate that in the next one.
That's a good Fraggle Rock joke for the people of a certain age.
All right. I'm going to let you pronounce it because you created it.
I created it. Okay, Matt. I need for you to define this theological term for us, okay? Neo-apocryphology. Neo-apocryphology. Do you need me to use it in a sentence?
I thought you said you were going to come up with one that was fake, though, because this is pretty real. It's like a niche topic, but so you think about apocryphal, right? Yeah. Are stories that seem true, could have been true, but in most likelies didn't really happen, even though we tell it that way, right? And of course, the neo prefix is, new, not surprising. And so, a great example of something that would be under the category of neo-apocryphology, the classic story of the professor who teaches atheism every week. And, if God is real, why wouldn't he stop me from teaching atheism with this chalk? And then on the last day of class, right, the chalk breaks and shatters, and the teacher runs out, and a student goes forward and preaches the message of Jesus Christ, and half the class is converted, right? This is a story many people of a certain age, my age or so, have heard as if it happened. Guess what? It never happened, right? but it seems good. It seems like a cool story. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a niche topic, but you must have heard it at some point, which is why it was kicking around your brain. So, you know, an interesting thing for me in the study of neoprocryphology is that, to me, it doesn't matter if the stories are true or not. You know what I mean? Like, there's a meaning. I think it's good to know what you're learning. You're not learning the literal story, but the subtext and the meaning can still be compelling and inspiring. And it's really kind of a beautiful area for those who like to study it. Yeah.
And that, my friends, is Matt Rittle pulling that out of his tushy. Congratulations!
Slow clap.
Hollenberg Duffy's slow clap. I can retire right now. I'll miss you, Arlington. This is the peak of my career right here.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Matt, for joining us. It's been fun to chat with you. Hope things continue well for you tech gurus over at the Arlington Church of the Brethren.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Blessings.